When it comes to preparing that story to be told, your focus is on crafting the what happened version of a story. Tell us more about that.
If you ask any screenwriter, playwright, novelist, what's the most important thing to remember when telling a story, they're going to say, show, don't tell. What you want to do through your story is engage your listener. When I tell you a story, I want you to be right there with me, as if it happened to you as well. Now, the way to do that is to engage your senses. In other words, I want you to smell what I smelled, taste what I tasted, see what I saw, hear what I heard, feel what I felt, in other words, touched. So the what happened method really is this kind of very factual, sensory account of things, and everything else has to be discarded. So I felt upset. You can't do that because it can't be seen, touched, tasted, heard, or smelled. I felt upset. You have to say, for instance, we're at a meeting, and I say, you know, I'm actually finding that Jennifer is very sullen at the moment. And I think that she's being a bit passive-aggressive. All right? So what is that? It's an opinion. It's an opinion. It's a psychological interpretation. There's no what happened there. There's nothing that I could see or hear or touch. So I need to actually tell you what happened, okay? I walked over to Jennifer's desk the other day, and she was looking down. She was staring down at the keyboard. And I said to her, Jennifer, what's wrong? And she said, no, nothing. Nothing's wrong. I'm just tired. Anyway, later that day, I was speaking to Bob, and he said to me, you know, Jennifer came to meet with us to talk about the project, and I found her very silent. So that's something that was actually said. You can hear it. You can see it. So we have to show in the what happened method. We are not telling. I like to think of it as the what happened camera. This is a very special camera that can see, smell, taste, touch, and hear. And that's what the stories are driven by. You know, I could say to you, for instance, when I'm telling my story about working with AIDS patients, the patients were all very angry. But I don't say that. I say, well, my patient Sharon said to me, Murray, what kind of nonsense is this? How can you ask me how am I feeling? How would you feel if you knew you were going to die? I'm using dialogue there, you see, to communicate what happened, rather than just stating an abstract opinion.
You share some great examples in the book of the what happened method. Can you share one of those with us?
Well, of course, yes. Of course, there's this Victoria, who's just scored a big deal by getting funding for her company. And she is the one who's at the party in New York City, and she's the one who has to sort of break the good news to the team and celebrate. And she stands in front of the team and she said, we did it. We made it. That's it. And she came to me and told me the story, and she said to me, I feel so disappointed in myself. I had so much that I wanted to share with the team, and all I could say was this kind of useless sentence. So we started excavating her story. And one of the things that she told me was that she had been a prodigy pianist growing up as a child in Hong Kong, and that she had actually collapsed during a performance due to a panic attack. And that she was so terrified of having such a panic attack when she was talking to her team that she was unable to communicate what she wanted to communicate, which is how incredible she felt to be part of this company. So I coached her on excavating that very story about how she broke down on stage, and that's what she shared with her team at the next time that they gathered. And they were like, wow, we had no idea that you'd ever played the piano. We had no idea that you came from this background. We had no idea that you actually was such a feeling person. They'd seen her as very cut off. So she became fully dimensionalized when she was able to tell just what happened to her and trust that people would be able to listen to that and accept that without any judgment.